This is Pro Series Off Topic.
Welcome back to Pro Series Off Topic. This is episode 33, and this is kind of in case you didn't know or if you missed a Pro Series episode a few weeks ago. On episode 114, I talked to the owner and founder of Glass House Interiors on Instagram, and we kind of bonded over a topic of getting hacked. She spilled some beans on how she was hacked, and then who she hired to be a hacker. It ended up being a reality star who she hired to get her account back. And I'll have a reel of when she talks about it on my Instagram and socials. Just know she's not on the video because somehow when I was doing Riverside, her connection dropped off. So that's why I had just have the logo of Pro Series with her picture on it. Her video kind of dropped off. But so go and see that. It was mind blowing. I really don't know who the reality star is. She didn't tell me, but I really do want to know. But I wanted to talk about my whole hacking story. I don't know if I fully ever talked about it. I did make a post a couple years ago when it actually happened, but in June of 2020, you could go back if you want to go back into my account that far back and see my post, which is kind of typed out post of what happened. I was working at home one day and I got an email saying that my account was taken over, and I could pay a certain amount of money to get the account back. Obviously, I thought it was fake at first. I go to my account and I don't have access to it anymore, which was horrible. And we talk about it, me and Marissa talk about it in the episode. It sounds horrible that like we're experiencing this loss of a social media page, but we built it to being a brand and a company. So it's really hard when all that time and hard work you put into that account is just completely gone. So basically, this hacker wanted to sell my account on the black web or whatever because it had a bunch of followers, and you're probably thinking, who would want to buy another account? So this happens a lot. They sell the account, someone buys it because I had a decent amount of followers. They could go in, change everything into the profile, change the username, change the actual name of the account. So it would have nothing to do with Eric Dillman Designs. It'd be a completely different account, but they would have all my followers. Yes, as they start posting and using it as their own account, they will notice, or the followers will notice and probably unfollow, but they'll still have a large base of followers to start from. So that's the draw to it. I think it's pretty stupid, but so back then, Instagram, I don't know if you guys know this, but Instagram and I guess Facebook. So rewind. Meta owns Facebook and Instagram. It's the parent company for both of them. Facebook has a pretty decent customer service. You could talk to actual people sometimes and you actually chat with them. Instagram does not have that. And that was one of the reasons actually why I went verified this year, because I wanted that interaction and be able to talk to someone. So the first thing I did when I was hacked was turn in a ticket, basically, on the customer service page on Instagram. But the messed up thing is the hackers are so much smarter than Instagram. And the messed up thing is Instagram is being so stupid to realize that the hackers are going to outsmart them. So to turn into a ticket, you have to have access to your account or the name of your account, or you need like all the details. But the hacker changed my name. They changed my the username. They erased all my posts, or they archived all my posts. So there was no way to turning or reporting my account was hacked because they kept changing the name and everything. So I couldn't actually turn in a ticket. So I turned in some like generic tickets. Never really heard back from them. I got a reply back right away saying they'll be in contact with me and they'll look into it. No one ever happened. So I went and researched. I talked to a couple people that had a decent amount of followers, and I kind of researched on my personal account of like who has been hacked, how they get it back. And I read so many stories, I watched videos, and a lot of these people are hiring hackers. terrifying to think about. You're hiring a hacker, and I hired one. It didn't go so well. They didn't really take money or anything. It just didn't end up going anywhere. So I found this video of this one guy who, this is his main job. I don't know what country he's in. His identity is very private, which is good because, Instagram does not want someone doing this because, it's just hacking it's not legal. And so I found a couple, they were actually reality stars that had their accounts, not reality stars, but they were like, one was on Broadway and another one was on TV of some sort. And I messaged them through my personal account, and they both gave me a message like almost right away, messaged me with so much detail, just helping me out and who helped them. And it was awesome. I'm so grateful for them. And I tagged them in my post for helping me. And so they got me in contact with their hacker that they used. The only way I was able to contact this hacker was through WhatsApp. So I'd obviously download WhatsApp, get his number, and we would communicate on WhatsApp. He was so nice. He got it. I think I started talking to him. It was like probably like 8 o'clock at night one night. And I'll get it done tonight. He's giving me all this information. Obviously, I'm kind of on edge, kind of thinking like, oh, am I about to get him money? Is this going to be real? And he's like, no, I'm not going to give you don't have to pay me until you have your account back and you have your password changed and your two-factor authentication on. And so a couple hours later, he was constantly in contact with me. He's like, I'm still working on this. I'm sorry it's taking so long, blah, 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 blah. And finally, it was like midnight or a little past midnight. I don't know what hour it was. And he was definitely in a foreign country. I don't know what time zone or where. But I just really, really was grateful that he was working on it this late in the day. Because time was money there, because my account was going to be sold. So I had to get it super, super fast, because within a couple days, or within a week, I think, he told me like within a week, if your account's hacked, it's pretty much gone after a week. So I was like probably 4 or 5 days in here. So it was getting close. So finally he gets it back. He gives me the temporary password. He makes me go in there, change my password, put the two-factor authentication on, and then he has me pay him. But I was so grateful. And then I still, to this day, I have no issues with being like that. It was just a great situation, just kind of like Marissa was talking about on this episode. I don't think mine was a reality star. Maybe it's the same guy. I don't know. But he didn't FaceTime me like Marissa did. Marissa, if you watch the episode, he said that Marissa actually they FaceTime each other after she got her account back. That didn't happen mine, but I have been in contact with him. He gets shut down by, Meta all the time, but awesome guy. He's had news articles on him. He just truly helps out all these small businesses, influencers, everything, get their accounts back and, do the work that Instagram should be doing. So that's my whole story on being hacked. If you didn't know it, go check out episode 114 with Marissa from Glass House Interiors and hear her story. Tell me what you think. And then let's get into Country Music Weekly. This week, during December, not a lot of country music comes out. Apple, as we talked about, has that, I don't know, it's like forgotten songs type of deal. And we talked about Gabby Barrett having one a couple weeks ago, Miranda Lambert having one. This week is Lainey Wilson. She released a song called If I Could. It's a very slow ballad. It's not bad. It's not my favorite, but it's not bad. My favorite song of the week has to be 3 Feet Tall by Cole Swindell. I don't know if the video's out yet, but I need to see the video because it's about, a young boy getting kind of torn apart because his parents just got divorced. And it's a really cool, that classic country story song that touches home. Check that one out. Next one was a little bit surprising of a release. Lana Del Rey came out with her cover of Take Me Home, Country Roads. Not a fan of it, but I'm not really a huge fan of Lana Del Rey, so that might be part of it. And another one I'm not a huge fan of, but I'm a huge fan of him, is Luke Grimes from Yellowstone. As you know, he is on his way to be a country singer. He was signed to Mercury Nashville Records. He came out with a new song called Clay Pigeon. It's not bad. He sounds good. I'm not a fan of the actual song. I hope he gets some good songwriters in, because I love him on Yellowstone. He's a good actor. I just hope it goes well for him. Next one, Lacey K. Booth. If you don't remember her, she was on American Idol, I don't know how many years ago, but she came in second behind Lane Hardy. She had a record label, and then she was dropped. And that's what this song's kind of about. It's called Cigarettes. Great song. She has such a cool, raspy voice. And this song is, I thought, oh, cigarettes, it's so cliche. It's going to be, what's it going to be about? But it's really not about what you think it's about. It's kind of, I'll just let you listen to it. It's more about how she got dropped in that whole story with that. Great song, great songwriting. Chase Beckham, again, speaking of American Idol, he was a winner a few years back, released another song called This Old Rodeo. I think it's a pretty good song. I still like his song 23 right now, which is actually number 16 on the Media Base chart, that was his winning song on American Idol a few years ago. So it's kind of crazy that's resurfacing. And then last for releases this week is Brett Eldredge came out with a Christmas EP called Holiday Party with Mr. Christmas. To me, it looks like a bunch of songs that he already released. He just made it into an EP. As you know, his last album, 2021, came out, was called Mr. Christmas. So ever since then, he's been kind of nicknamed or named Mr. Christmas, goes on that little Christmas tour. He just has that classic, Bing Crosby type of, Dean Martin type of Christmas classic voice, which goes really well. And that's Mr. Christmas, I think, suits him very well. So, Media Base chart. Number 5 this week is Dan and Shay, Save Me the Trouble. Number 4, again, this week is Morgan Wallen, Everything I Love. Number 3, Nate Smith, World on Fire. Last week's number 1 is at number 2 this week, Dylan Scott, Can't Have Mine. And the new number 1 this week is Jelly Roll and Lainey Wilson for Save Me. Again, they're killing it this year. Just another number 1 they could add to their belt. Excited for their future and can't wait for new albums from them, because I feel like they're both towards the end of an album cycle. So awesome. That's really all I have this week. I hope you have a great week. Stay warm. I know it kind of got cold here in Pittsburgh last week. So hopefully you have a great week. Another new episode coming out this week for Pro Series, of course. You're going to like this one, like always. But always, I put a story out last week of people that maybe you want to see on the Pro Series, or, people maybe like wish list items. And I posted some of them on my story, but I actually got a lot of people scheduled from that. I'm pretty booked out all the way until end of January, pretty much, of podcast recordings. And so those ones will probably be out like early spring, like March area. I do it so far in advance, just because you never know what's going to happen. But keep them coming. Message me and tell me or introduce me to anybody that you think would be a great podcast guest. I love hearing these stories, and I hope I could get more and more people on that make a difference, and someone you could look up to if you're an inspiring designer or contractor, entrepreneur, or whatever. So have a great rest of the week, and I'll talk next week.